stop streaming or something. Hopefully it works now. I don't see anything yet though, but testing. That probably works. I can probably read my own. Yes, I think no. Oh, that test. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, no, I see it works. Okay, fine. So sorry for that. Something happened. Technical issues, right? Yeah, sometimes stuff happens, right? And you're like, as I said, if you maybe didn't hear me then, but I say it again. One thing that's funny with streaming on YouTube or Twitch or whatever is that every now and then you get these new issues too. So this time it just flickered black for me. It's like black, and I was like, I don't know what that means, you know. So sometimes something new happens, right? It's like, you know, every now and then. But anyway, Attack on Titan. Here we are, of course. Start watching it. We're gonna. I did a joke that this is of course the final season, but I very much doubt this is the final season, right? I think we are definitely gonna have a movie that makes sense to me, or like a part 2, right? But I think a movie is probably gonna be announced in the last episode, sort of here. I saw that the manga's out, we're gonna read that later tonight after Mushoku Tensei, which was one of our favorite anime season, right? After Twitch, then we do the manga on Twitch as well. They don't so on. But yeah, so you know, let's be watching it. So 3, 2, 1, and go. It's another Gabi-licious episode, definitely. You know, because Gabi of course meets Sasha's family, and it's just perfectly small world. A small world of Attack on Titan. Every character lives in the same block or whatever. More or less, right? It's an old lady with a hat and so on. Very. Okay, it comes like steam. Okay, it looks. Some kind of mall strategy. I mean, we did see it last week when Best Girl Peak appeared, right? So it's like, here we go, gas attacking. It's kind of like mustard thing, right? World War I strategy. So, oh, it doesn't work on animals though. This is Peak. Woo! But yeah, this is of course when they transform Connie's mom and so on. Yeah, this is back to, you know, Connie. Yeah, so it's like it's explaining how you know transform them and so with the. Actually, is that a new thing? Let's think about it. Yeah, because usually use spinal fluid, but it's like I can also use like, well, I guess gas and then fluid. But I wonder if you could just use the gas itself. Like, could you mixture up the fluid with the gas to inhale the gas and then immediately you scream, you turn into it? Because we know you can do it because you draw your blood, right? But yeah, there are like Connie's mom there and so on. I guess with the hat there. And this man plays every bad guy ever. I mean, it's like, this voice actor, he plays every bad guy in the whole anime universe. Yet, they did not give him any nomination last year. Goddamn those morons. But, I think what Levi is law and so on. Yeah. I think his best voice acting is probably in Durararo. Here we go. Is that really true? Okay, opening. But yeah, so that of course he's quickly explained to us how he transformed Connie's village, right? And Connie's mom and so on. That of course happened for the Beast Titan, I suppose. And Peak is there. But I think it's a little questionable thing there because I just realized something. I'm pretty sure that we've never seen the Morales being there before. Yeah, I'm a little bit like, wait a minute. Like, it's one thing that Peak is there, right? Best Code Peak is there, and she's there bringing him the whatever, you know, she's a mule, right? She brings the stuff. But the army was also there. So did they sneak in some units there? That I think is like a new thing. Also like a plot hole. That is kind of weird. Yeah, like I don't think it ever shown before that the Male units were inside the second wall. That I'm pretty sure is anime only. That looked really strange actually. Like why are the Males there? Like not just the Seek and Peak for the Mali Empire, but actually like a normal Mali soldiers was there. Huh. Because that means they would have had to sneak past all the Titans to get to that point. From like the ocean from the Mali base to that place and to the next place. That is really weird actually. I'm questioning that, man, yeah. Because the Mali, wasn't the Mali soldiers ever go back after the review port? That was really strange actually. Huh, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, wait a minute. That's really weird. Like, really weird. From this logistics standpoint. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. But here we go. So, no Gabi and Falco is gonna have, you know, a perfect, yeah, party time here. This is great, man. This is... I can only hear super much pixel, but yeah. Man, this is just... Goddamn Gabi! I'm just so forced! Why does it have to be Onisha and Sasha? He's like, why does it have to be that... And why is this guy, the guy that loves Sasha cooking here? I mean, come on! It's like a tie that only is one block. And this frustrates me, honestly. It frustrates me. How it has to be that, of course, this is the guy that, you know, loved Sasha because she ate everything he cooked with so much... She loved his cooking! But she also loved every cooking. So I don't know actually why he liked Sasha, because, I mean, honestly... Yes, she liked your food, man, but she ate everything, right? You can give her like a raw potato, and she would eat it right easily. So I don't know why he's so into it because of that reason. But still, though, obviously, yeah, it's like, oh, so this is the guy that, oh, yes, he's the guy that murdered his love interest, and oh, okay, great, yeah, you know what I mean. It's a very, very small Attack on Titan world, very, very small world. Oh yeah, Onisha loved this guy. It's like, oh, I see, yeah, of course she did, yes. Yes. I mean, it's just like Gabi has to really realize that Sasha wasn't a demon, but she was actually like a food demon. But yeah. And all his cooking is excellent. Oh my! This anime. Everything is oh my in anime. I always think when you have food in anime, it's either oh my, right? It's either the best thing ever or it's the worst thing ever. There's nothing in between. It's very binary food in anime, yeah. But of course, it's like his food is a bit oh my. Of course it is. Here comes the inept government of when it comes to rebellions. No, it's me, come on, Hans, you're gonna leave it to Jaegerist? No, we're gonna have a cooking instead. Basically letting Eren have his revolution because, yeah, they're like, let's go here instead, it's gonna bring us a lot of effort stopping him. I mean, I know it's a side... it's like a side strategy for them here, but still though. Yes. A lot of wine there, yeah. And of course, Yin, you know, best man Yin is like, oh yes, this is fine cultural. Yeah, it's good, Yin. Because I love Yin that only, you know, reasonable cat. Like, oh, look at this, man, this is like really expensive wine, man, we gotta drink this shit. This man has some issues since they killed his Sasha, man. That's a big important thing, but oh man. So you can see how he's losing it, right? Losing that best girl made him lose everything. It's the same strategy again. Pretend you have a stomach ache. Then you're the best at that, Falco. Oh, he has a stomach ache. We need to leave because of these reasons. Yeah, it's like every goddamn time, man. It's like, pretend you have a stomach ache. This is our go-to strategy, right? It always works too, yeah. It's like, well, man, now it's gonna see the Gabi trying to redeem herself to some extent or something. Here we go. Bit from Marley. Yeah. she's gonna play this the worst person ever. But it's, I mean, it's classic Gabi, right? Best at everything except common sense. Yeah, she's gonna play this thing at a very stupid way here. Oh. Yes! It's like, yes, I did! It's like, god damn it, Gabi! Stop being so happy about it! Yes! Awesome! Yes, I got that goddamn demon woman! I mean, it's very plantation to call in narration here. Look at that plot armor! Why did Falco, the innocent boy, gets it? Can't Gabi get it? Come on, man! Come on, Falco. What can't he hit Gabi instead for? Come on, Gabi's like, yes, I killed her. It was awesome. Like, no, but of course, Falco has to be the one to get it. Ah, he's so stupid. Deja vu, Falco, deja vu. Never not deja vu. It's a nice touch stop because it's like wine and blood, right? So it's like a mixture of a lot of red stuff. And damn, he gets her good. At least he gets her a little bit. Here we go. The revenge that he deserves, man. He's clearly right. He's clearly in the right. He's not crazy. She's crazy. Yeah, now it's like, this girl killed your daughter. Yeah, okay. You know, because it's incredibly small word like that in here. It's goddamn super forced, but yeah. And the fine's like, wait, I killed Sasha, your daughter? And then it's like, kill her! Get your revenge! The problem here, I feel, to me, is that we know she's gonna survive this crap because she's the biggest. She has more plot armor than Aaron, right? We all know that, so we know that they won't kill her. Like, come on, let's all be honest. That anyone ever expect to see? No armor is like, no, they are killing Gabi, who we should care about for some reason. So immediately it's like, oh no, we blocked the killing of the revenge thing here, killing the daughter and his war, and it's like, yeah, and Falco is still alive clearly, even though he's like a lot of wine on him. But you know what I mean. You say what I mean, right? You know immediately that even though he's clearly right here, and Gabi is a horrible monster and everything, and these parents hate her, they're like, oh, let's get, you know, Armin and Hange and Mikasa, and you're gonna save her, and this is fine. It's a frustrating episode. This man's clearly right. I do like how Mikasa looks completely unemotional. She's like, whatever. Yeah, she's like, I don't really care. Yeah. Jean and Connie are like, what's happening? And she's like, okay. She killed someone. See, Gabi still won't, you know, realize she's wrong here. Yeah, no. Gabi's like, no. I killed her because she was evil. Goddamn these demons. Look at the parents. They're evil too, right? And it's really unfortunate that Falco is the one to get. Yeah, that Falco is the one to take all the freaking damage for Gabi's issues, right? He's the one to be like, oh no, you know, yeah. I think it's so clear that Sasha's, you know, Sasha Papa here is gonna be all like, no, he's doing to be a good guy. It's unspeakable. But I mean, this is like I feel so incredibly. I wish he would kill her immediately. Yeah, I wish he would be like, screw this thing. I'm not gonna be the better man. I wish he actually, you know, acted more humane here and was like, you know, F her, like she killed my daughter. But it's like, no, I see that you were wrong. Yeah, I was wrong, and let's not do this circle of hatred. Just like, let's just stop it here, right? So I think it features. This is too much. I feel that he's like, whatever. Hey, you know, she's poor little girl, misunderstood girl. I feel that Noxious that they want to be like. It's like, no. Killing people is wrong. Yeah, it's like. It's completely so easily dismantle the situation. It's like, no, that's wrong. Yeah, he's like, no. Sasha wouldn't kill innocent girls, right? Even if she's innocent. She also killed people on the way here. She also killed the guard. So Gabi is like trying to kill Kaya with the fork, you know, the thing. She killed like a lot of people or tried people on the way here, but no. Well, let's forgive her because she's like the main character now. So let's forgive her. Oh man. And then Mikasa cast upon her for some reason. But yeah, no, of course you can. Let's forgive her anyway, so you can have character development or something. This is good though. Here we go. And of course, goddamn Mikasa is like, no, because plot armor. See, this would be so good if you kill her. Can I kill her? It would be a great episode if she actually killed her here. That would be amazing. She actually doesn't want to freaking. She sees that you killed Oneshan. I get revenge, you know. But Mikasa's like, whatever. Yeah, like, see. Freaking hate this episode. Come on. That would be so much better if she had killed her. That would be like, okay, so the girls were like, no, murder is wrong. She's like, screw it, right? Even though she earlier tried to tell Gabi about, because she was the one earlier, right? That was like, Gabi, you have to understand, you know, compassion and everyone is bad. My mom wasn't evil and that stuff, right? She was trying to, you know, help Gabi and thought, well, no, she's trying to kill them, right? So that's great, right? She's not going for forgiveness. But of course, Mikasa easily just blocks her and throws her away. It's like, oh, come on. I think it would be so much better if she had killed Gabi, right? But this is what I mean. Gabi's ridiculous plot object of the character, right? Gabi's always going to have just the nation force her into situations, right? So she can, you know, do whatever is needed, right? For the plot, right? She's the plot object of the character, right? So of course, Kaya fails killing her. Because reasons, right? Because the plot needs Gabi to be alive, right? That's the issue, right? It's a massive issue. Oh, Jesus, right? It's so stupid. It's great that she's the one to be like, I try to teach her stuff. She's evil. Let me kill her. But Mikasa just like, whatever. I'm happy to save her because of reasons. It's probably gonna be explained that. I'm throwing it out there from a limb here that Gabi will lead Eren, you know, she's the main character, and then also Mikasa is like, that's the new Eren, gotta protect her. That will connect that will connect my Mikasa to save her. That would make sense. That would make sense. The paths and shit. But yeah, so Levi, of course, is always rightfully paranoid that Zeke is trying to kill him, which he kinda is, so yeah. I mean, you're not paranoid if you're right? You're not paranoid if you're correct. And also a lot of PTSD, I guess, because of all his fans dying and so on. But I mean, mostly he's right? Like, you can't trust that goddamn Zeke. But I do find it strange the whole idea that why do you even have Zeke in this forest? Why do you not have him in order, you know, safe location? I don't know. Yeah, that's what thing is a little bit like. Why are they even to begin with? But whatever. It's like, yeah, this is the very specific wine here. This got my perfect sense. It's like, to kill my girl, man. I gotta kill my best girl, right? Gotta get revenge. Kaya makes sense. The parents make no sense. They're just like, oh, let's forgive her immediately. Oh. He's gonna explain the. He's strange. I mean, we did see Connie's village earlier. Connie should have some kind of. Wait a minute. That's like my mom, man. Yeah. Yeah, so now like, oh, that wine is interesting. That is nice here. Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of strategies, right, to kind of utilize the, how say it, the human bombs, right? Yeah, like dropping them in the sky. I like it. Yeah, dropping them in the sky is a cool touch, right? The whole parachute attack and so on is nice and all that stuff. I think the episode probably ends with this family, man. This poor girl, she was so close to her revenge. She was so close! So goddamn close to revenge. Man, Mikasa looks so goddamn manly every episode. He looks more and more manly every episode. I can't be the only one. Like Mikasa, with that hairstyle and her taller, oh, she looks so goddamn manly. And of course, Gabi still is like, wait, was she maybe not a demon that I killed? The past very nice to me again for some reason. Yeah, even though I killed her daughter. Oh, interesting. Ooh. Oh man, and it flips out. Come on! He's walks in there! Oh man, it's gonna be the Hitsu scene. Oh, it's the Jägeris people. Yeah, damn Flosh. The most annoying after Gabi, Flosh, like top tier annoying goddamn character. God damn it, man, yeah. Ugh. I hope it's next week we see the Eren scene. We see the best Eren scene. It might be this episode. It might be this episode. I think this episode. I think it is. We'll see. That's the best Eren scene ever. Come on. I think next week. When Eren is like, oh man, this is the best shit ever. You gotta wonder if it kind of like Eren knew they were here. I'm just throwing it out there. It's kind of like, why are they here to begin with, and why did Eren kind of know they were there? Yeah, it's like, You kind of, I'll hand you, probably take them to this place. It's like perfect time for me to enter and look badass. But I guess he betrayed them, but still, it's a little bit like. This the other storyline is like Gabi is killing that, this is parent, this is Imoto, and now this thing here. It's a lot of like stars align constantly, and apparently the world is suddenly is like very, very tiny, right? They leave the prison next to Gabi's house, then they get here, Gabi's here now, and Falco's here when they get here. Like everything is I feel everything is very, very tiny suddenly in Attack on Titan. I really do feel so. Suddenly the world is like super tiny, right? Everyone lives in the same area suddenly. It's like Eren escaped and he's here suddenly, right? And Gabi suddenly, and this suddenly here. What? See, I kinda hate love Flosh now. He's like, yeah! you get it now! Strategy! You gotta love him though. Love him in a hateful way. He's like, that's right. Oh, that was a great image. That was a great image there. And also why, and Gabi has to be here with the Eren meeting and everything. Look at that, Gabi. And they're like, this is the best meeting ever, Gabi. Something to tell you. Oh, that's the best Eren shit next. Oh my god, that's the best shit ever. Next when the Eren's like Mikasa, that's the best shit ever. Okay. Oh, that shit is so good. And he's like. But again, right, why is Gabi there? See, why is Gabi there? Oh, Gabi happens to be in this place, and not Gabi's in this meeting with like Mikasa, Eren, and they're all there at the same time. And like, why is Gabi there? They're like, she's so important. We got to bring Gabi to this meeting of the other characters. Yeah, because she's the new main character. Right? So frustrated character. God damn it, so frustrating. Holy shit, man. So goddamn frustrating. But yeah, that is true. Mikasa, I always feel has to. I think it's 100% true. Mikasa is a character, and that's episode so good. But Mikasa as a character is like she's so one-dimensional. She's so obsessed with just Eren, right? But that's why I think they like the whole idea that if Gabi would eat Eren, it would explain why she's also wanted to save Gabi all the time because it's like, oh, but he's just the path is gonna make her, be obsessed with Gabi as with Eren, right? But yeah, we're gonna review now. We're gonna read the chapter after. We're gonna Twitch afterwards, and we're gonna read the chapter 2, the new chapter, and also do Mashup and so on. But yeah, let's first review here this episode, and then we go to the manga and so on, which released I think today or yesterday. But first, I want to go to this scene first here, which I felt was just kind of strange from comparing it to the manga and anime. Talk about it first. So there's a scene in the beginning here, which of course Zeke is explaining that this is how my power works. That's part with the wine and everything, right? And this is kind of Connie's, of course, parents and that stuff, right? And they kind of do this like, smoke attack, right? They kind of do whatever, it's like some kind of military. It's either like a master thing or it's just some kind of whatever, right? Some kind of crowd control gas, right? Doesn't really matter so much. But what I find strange here, maybe I'm wrong here. It's immediately here. I don't think it's in the manga at all, honestly. So maybe I'm wrong here. I haven't read this chapter for a while now, but I just don't have any memory at all of them showing actually Marley soldiers in Paradise. This seems like a plot hole because this logistically is really hard for them to do, right? So the thing is that in the next scene after this, we do see Beskar Peak, right? She's behind them. And of course, Peak is the mule, right? She has all this stuff on her. So it makes sense that she would bring this stuff to Zeke, and then Zeke would, use the gas thing, and then he would scream and that stuff, right? That makes sense, right? That's fine. This is how they created this, Connie's village to become Titans, like Connie's mom and so on. That makes perfect sense. But the thing is that the Marleys, and maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe there is some scene in the Marley soldiers, but I have no memory of that, and it seems to read to me that the Marley actual. This place here is in the middle of the second place. This is like wall 2, right? Which means that the Marley army would have to somehow get to this place, and that has never been shown in the manga because it doesn't make any sense, honestly. It's almost like a plot hole because the thing is that the Marleys they have this base right at the ocean, right? That's of course destroyed in the time skip when we see kind of when they get this all right. So what this means here is that the Marley would have to maybe mount on Peak, like ride on Peak or something to get to this place. And this is things that it's kind of hard for the Marleys from like a military standpoint, just like a normal armor, right, to move right from the ocean to the first wall. As we know with the warriors, with Ymir, right, it's hard for them to move that area because there's so many titans running around right between the ocean and the first wall. And then as they destroy the first wall, or at least part of it, the second area is also kind of scattered, right? So they never had units like the actual Marley soldiers has never been moving between the ocean and like wall 2 or 3, right? Because they're kind of like standing at the edge, right? Bringing over aliens, throwing them down to create more, titans, right? So it's like a really weird like thing, honestly. And I'm pretty sure this is not in the manga, or definitely not sure this is in the manga. Maybe I'm wrong on that thing, but I was gonna read the manga and compare it because it seems weird to me that they're even showing that like several people, not just like one person with Peak, but like. It's like a small army squad here, or whatever, or at least like 10 people. And there's more people next in, so you don't know how exactly many there are, but it's like it seems way too many to me. You see 3 more people there. They have this gas thing on them. You see Peak and Zeke, and they're like, scream now. That seems like, and it's also kind of unnecessary because Peak can carry so much stuff. Peak could have carried that gas anyway to Zeke, right, and give him the stuff. They didn't need these army guys to Peak is obviously very intelligent. She could probably utilize his military stuff anyway. So I don't know why the army necessarily suddenly. That's like a strange scene, honestly, to me. And I don't think there's ever really been shown like that in the manga that they brought in like half an army to help them out with this strategy. Like, what's even the point then? Because the whole idea is that Zeke and Peak, they turned the village right against the Eldians, and that's why they don't really need that's why they don't need these people, right? So it's kind of weird even. It is true that Zeke is lying about stuff, but this I don't think is a lie, because I think this thing is more like him explaining to the viewer. This is more like I feel like a God of Voice thing where Zeke is not lying to him because he's like, this is how I did it, right? Because this is kind of how it's powered, kinda. It is true though that they do it in another way, but still it's like. I feel it's a weird way that, but I guess it's true that I guess this. I guess you could be right on that. And Zeke is just like lying about the armor being there. But I don't know. It feels like a weird way to show that it's a big armor suddenly. Just from like how it actually, like, what's the point of that? But anyway, let's talk about the real stuff then. So, of course, forgiveness. Forgiveness for everything. I love that Flosh scene where that's the best part. Flosh did the face there. See, Flosh wouldn't forgive. He would be like, evil strategies, evil scheming. What was that? That was a good scene. I wanted to see. What is it? That was the best Flosh scene ever. Kind of love-hate Flosh, right? It's an annoying character, but that was a beautiful scene. That was beautiful. That scene is beautiful. Okay, yeah, that's what the other part of the video was more interesting. Yeah, so I love this scene. My God, I love it. Flosh is like, I would never forgive her. It's like, come on. Yeah, Flosh is not part of forgiveness squad. He would have killed Gabi immediately. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, the episode general, right, is about that. Gabi, of course, is gonna be protected by plot armor, right? No, but of course, the end of the episode again is about Gabi. Gabi's the new main character. I keep saying it. Like, Eren has way less screen time than Gabi. Absolutely, like, Eren has like a tenth of her screen time. But whatever. As we saw earlier, of course, Gabi meets Sasha's family. Of course, Gabi meets Sasha's, like, the girl she saves in 2, right? Just like Onesha and Sasha, and of course also Nikolai and so on, right? And that general thing, right? That Sasha, or basically everyone involved with Sasha, is at this place, right? That really annoys me, honestly, right? It really annoys me because I keep saying in reaction, but I really do feel that the world is this tiny, right? Like, it's just this tiny, yeah. Like, of course, Sasha, this is her parent. Of course, they're going there. Of course, the chef that they're going to is the guy that loves Sasha. Of course, Eren and Flosh appears like, I do that Flosh, yeah. Of course, Flosh and Eren and so on. Of course, they appear at the exact same time. Gabi's there to have this scene with her and Falco and so on, right? And of course, then Gabi happens to be in the place where Eren is to explain the real reason to, Mikasa and so on. So I think that's kind of funny too. It's like, oh, of course Gabi has to be in this like super important meeting between the main characters, and she's all like, oh my God, what's happening? How did I get in here? And so on. Did you see what I mean? Like, it really is that Gabi has to be in every goddamn scene in this season. It's like, oh, of course Gabi's in the room with Eren. Yeah, like, why? She brings nothing to this discussion, but she's there. And so on, right? So anyway, the whole idea of, forgiving Gabi is quite stupid, right? Generally, I said earlier in the reacting part, I would have loved if Kaya would have gotten her. I would have loved it, right? If Kaya was like, damn, I win. Because she introduces Gabi to the notion that, oh, I know you're from Mali, right? But I want to forgive you because my mom died, but that forgiveness and everything and that stuff, right? And then she's like, oh, you killed Sasha? Oh, no, I'll kill you. So I liked that she, of course, actually goes against her previous beliefs, right? About forgiveness. Yeah, Sasha's parents are like, nah. Why would you want revenge or something? Or, I don't know. Something for that. And it really isn't well motivated, I feel. Not at all. You can of course, I mean, people are different. Some people, of course, are gonna be more forgiveness, right? But I think it's a big issue here that we haven't really seen that much of her parents, of father and so on. And it just feels very inhuman, honestly. I think that he's like, oh, you killed my daughter. Ah, whatever. Like, we haven't really had that build-up of him being this, like, very stoic, very, like, I don't know, fair, and very, like, I don't know, logical, and having no emotions, And the thing is that, from a normal human standpoint, right, most humans, of course, has different degrees of impulse control, right? And that usually measures your heat of passion, kind of like crime, right? So, I mean, the normal reaction, right, I think, would be that, oh, you killed my daughter and you will go crazy. Right? This is the bastard who killed my daughter and you will go crazy. That's kind of what is the expected, I would say, human behavior, unless you're like a psychopath, basically, right? So basically, it's like, oh, here's the person who killed my daughter, but who cares, man? Who cares? But they're oh, God damn it. But it's not about her age, man. It's about them being, of course, and that's like the worst excuse ever. It's about them being, of course, soldiers. They're still in the military. But no, she's like, whatever, right, whatever. And also the daughter was in the military before when she was a kid too, so it doesn't make any sense. But no. People can always make these stupid excuses for why we should get revenge, right? But regardless of that, though, regardless of how you want to measure Gabi's status or whatever, her parents, or her but Sasha's parents, should have any kind of emotional impact, right? But they don't. So basically, her parents are psychopaths. Yeah, her parents are psychopaths because they don't have any emotional. They have like no emotional, reaction to it. They're like, oh, okay, right? They're like, whatever. The father is like, no. He stays perfectly calm, and this is like basically almost impossible to do unless psychopath. So that's the only way you can reason this scene is that her parents are complete, 100% logical psychopaths. That's the only way you can reason it. They have no impulses, right? That's the only way you can argue that they would be like, no, yeah. And the thing is that knowing Sasha being this, best girl, wild eater girl, being all over the place, right? She's basically the opposite of her parents. Then. Sasha would probably very much kill Gabi, right? This is the role reversed. So it's like, okay, so Sasha is then the complete opposite of her parents. I mean, interesting. So no, the whole catechization of her family and so on is just, man, it's just, as always, that doesn't make any sense. And I think it does, and I do feel it's cringe that it's always, again, right, that of course Gabi has to meet everyone. Gabi has to meet, and Falco has to save her, Mikasa has to save her, right, and she's so bad reading people, right? She's like super good at everything except reading people. And he's like, so oh, I killed her, awesome! It's like, okay. It's like, and Falco's like, no, Gabi, read the context, read the situation, right? But as always, she doesn't, right? She's perfect at everything except that. And then Flosh finally appears and is like, okay, let's start the actual Jaguars thing. So the Flosh team was great. Yeah, the ending is great. Flosh entering there, and I am definitely looking forward to Aaron, of course, being like, okay, let me explain to you what I really feel about Yumikasa. That's a really good part. So I think we kind of out of the bad stuff now. We kind of had most of the Gabi's forced character development and all of the goddamn scenes that just make the anime worse. And now we're finally into Aaron actually being more of the main character again. So I gotta get over that. So I think we're gonna get to the highlights now next episode, definitely. But anyway, so you guys on Twitch, we're gonna read the manga there, and of course also do Mushoku Tenshi, and then do Nonyon Biyaru afterwards. So subscribe to that, have a good